What's up, everybody? Whoa! Oh gosh, I'm like hanging out way down here. Why is the? Oh no! Okay, come on down. There we go. Oh my gosh, look at us now. Professional Noctis moment. What's up, everybody? The new Ever Crisis chapter from last night was a banger. I would not know. I saw that Baby Angel is there. So that's cool. We love Baby Angel. I'll have to watch some videos. I saw that that Audrey posted the opening video on Twitter. I didn't watch it. It's funny. I think to myself, hey, listen, Wade, don't watch this because you may want to play it. And I never get around to playing it. You know, like I like it in the story moments, but gosh, I hate the grind, man. You prefer Tiny Noctis? Hello. Look, we'll just make it go back up. Hello. No. Oh, no. Oh my gosh. And we're back. It's what the people want. Hello, now I'm back and imposing. Yeah, instead of using the camera app, I'm actually raising and lowering my desk. And now my desk is like squashing my thighs here. That's no good. Yeah. Yikes. Any lower and it may begin to crush the crush the PC tower. That would be terrible. Oh well. Maybe if I crush the PC tower, maybe, I don't know, Square Enix will give me that sick Bahamut PC tower that they are doing some kind of giveaway for. Square Enix, I want that PC tower. Like, it's the only way I'll be a PC gamer. So if you want me to be a PC gamer and carry the banner of Final Fantasy to the PC world, you need to give me the Bahamut tower. You see, I have to fight you for it. I don't know. They made you like submit something for it, like something. Why do you love the dominant? Like a Bahamut duel. I'll dress up as Dion. I have his spear back there, so. Oh man, love that Bahamut, love that Dion. I cannot wait for my class to get to Bahamut. We're in the Titan fight right now, and y'all, oh my gosh, in class today, you guys, oh man, I'm a mean professor, mean. I had them playing on hard mode, and I forgot to tell them about it. Like, I didn't mean to like do, so we only did Titan part 1, like the fight with Hugo, right? In Rosalith. And I loaded the save file for my hard mode playthrough thinking, oh yeah, like I'm like level 100 there, that'll make this so much easier. I forgot it was on hard mode, and bruh, like we struggled so hard. But like they did it, they won, and like we clapped, we applauded, we were like, what's up, oh my god. Like even my little KIOs were like, yeah. It was an amazing day in class, so it was really fun. We got some good lectures out of it. We talked about Annabella, and we talked about Hugo. What's up? This guy, our Chris. What's up, everybody? You played the new Ever Crisis update, some more Sephiroth lore. I guess I'm going to have to watch it, you know? I don't want to be obsolete in my videos, even though one of my issues with this multimodal storytelling is that I guess I'm just a purist in this sense. I'm not a purist like a holder on to the original game. But like when somebody's telling a story, I want it to be like contained to that story. You know? So like don't make me go play Ever Crisis and do gacha hell forever, right? Don't give me that. And I'm a fan of Final Fantasy 15. I just think it's a nonsense way of telling the story. I will die on that. I get that it's not just for me, and it makes them a lot of money. And Final Fantasy 15, as much as I love it, like, like I tell my class, one of the best stories you'll ever hear told in the worst way possible. Most nonsensical way possible. Just like, tell a story, you know? In part 1, part 2, part 3. Remake, rebirth. Do not require me to go to other media for it, please. Needs to be in the game. So, like, and that's how I feel about Ultimanias, too. Do not quote the ancient magic of the Ultimania to me. It needs to be in the game. These are my rants. Rant Noctis tonight. Prophetic Noctis. Prophetic. Yeah, it's one of the things that drives me the craziest about things. Well, you know, Lunchbox, like, here's what I would say. Baby Sephiroth needs to be a significant flashback in part 3. I mean, everybody's talking about the live stream, like, right? Like, oh, what's it gonna be like? Is it just gonna be Tifa? Are they gonna steal Tifa's big shining moment with Cloud away? Is it gonna have an Aerith in it? Is it gonna have Zack in it? Like, does that muddy things down? Here's what I want, everybody. Forget all that. I want a Sephiroth live stream sequence. I want to know Sephiroth's past. I want to know his like childhood, and this is a way for us to do it. I want to get the Glenn flashbacks in the live stream sequence. If they do it that way, then awesome. Let me play as young Sephiroth. Give me Angeal. Give me all of that stuff in the live stream sequence. All right? That would be awesome. I think young Sephiroth could be in the beginning. I think if part 2 started with Cloud's flashback, I think it could make very good logical sense for part 3 to begin with Sephiroth's flashback. Because I think Sephiroth will be the main focus of part 3. I do. I think it's going to be, like, who is Sephiroth and what are we going to do, right? Like, what are we going to do about him? And also, like, what is his motivation for all of this? Because, like, you know, an academic and a scholar can conjure up all kinds of meaning of Sephiroth's backstory. But I'm thinking about the people that don't care as much. You know, I'm thinking about those people. I'm fighting for them. I don't know how much I'm fighting. Is this a Muppet Babies situation here? What are you talking about? Muppet Babies? Like Sephiroth babies? Genova babies? I'd watch the crap out of that cartoon. Genova babies? Dear God. That'd be funny. Genova babies. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, yeah. See, I just, like, you need to have it in the game. You just need to have it in the game. I know we're going to get some Glenn flashbacks. Fingers crossed, when we go to Wutai, right? And wouldn't it make sense, chat? Wouldn't it make sense? Follow me. If in part 3, we open up with the Sephiroth flashback, like, going back, things are happening. Oh, okay, I'm back. What if part 3 opens up with the Sephiroth flashback, right? And then, you know, you're playing through as usual. Cloud is like snowboarding, and everybody's like, why is he snowboarding? Like, we're supposed to be sad. Aerith is so dead. And he's like, nah, she's chill. She's on a snowboard next to me. Like, I can see her. Can y'all not see her? Y'all are being weird. Like, she's actually shredding the ice over here because it's really icy up here and icicle in and stuff. But look at her go. Look at that. Oh my gosh, the half-pipe Aerith over there. Oh my gosh, she ain't dead. She is living. She's slaying everybody on this mountain. And then they're all like, what's going on? And then you continue going just a little bit further in the game. And you go maybe to the northern crater, right? And that's when you get a little bit more live streamy stuff. Maybe a little bit more Sephiroth flashback. But then Cloud falls into the live stream, and the party goes on around. Now, they got to go to Wutai at some point. And I think they may go to Wutai before they get Cloud back. I think they might. And then, at that point, you start to get some of the Glenn flashbacks. And with Glenn, you get more Sephiroth flashbacks because they intersected, right? According to Ever Crisis. How fun would that be? Just thinking here. And then when you get to the actual live stream, it culminates in the truth about Sephiroth's demise, or like his spiral, and then how Cloud kind of overcomes him. How interesting would that be, right? Do we think that Genesis is going to be in part 3, everybody? I think he's going to be. If they're wanting to connect, connect Crisis Core to Remake, you got to, right? You've got to. You got to bring in Genesis. You got to bring in Angeal. You don't think so? You think his story is done? See, I just feel like you gotta freaking have him, even if it's just in the live stream sequence, because it doesn't necessarily matter that Cloud doesn't see him, right? Like, or know him in his flashback, because his memories are all jacked up. But I think in the live stream sequence, you're going to definitely need to see. Maybe he'll be in a flashback. Listen, half this game is going to be a flashback. Half of this game is going to be a flashback. Maybe a reference. I mean, it fits just because he's in the, he's in Before Crisis. Genesis appears in the true ending when you win 100% all 3 games. Despair. See? There you go. There we go. And Angeal, I mean, I feel like he needs to show up, right? I feel like he needs to show up. I think he might be critical in the happier ending the devs are talking about. Yeah. Half flashback, half weapon fight. I can see it. Genesis is a weapon now. Just go with me. Genesis is a weapon. Yeah. Cloud never crossed over with Genesis. That's true. I guess his story could just be done, but Cisne did come back. You're right. Cisne did come back. And don't forget, I mean, you've got, people like Nero and Vice, you know? They're trying to bring people in. It is weird that we don't have Genesis in there. I think that we don't have to play EC to get Glenn's backstory. Oh, we need a character for Ben Starr in FF7 Rebirth. Huh. Who could he play? Maybe Yuffie's father. Maybe he could play Yuffie's father. Wouldn't that be fun? Maybe he could. Maybe he's Genesis. He's the new Genesis. I don't know. I believe in Ben Starr's range. I'm not entirely sure he can pull off Genesis. But if he did, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? That'd be amazing. That'd be amazing. Cisne does make more sense than Genesis. Now, we're talking about Cisne on Tuesday, so get excited about that one. Well, Glenn in Rebirth acts differently compared to Glenn in EC because it's Genova, right? Just the visage of Glenn. Kind of play with old Rufus. Well, Chad, what a wild way to open this stream. I'm not much into theory crafting, but I want to see Aerith shredding down the mountain, though. Aerith and Cloud. I thought it was going to be Cloud and Roche racing down the mountain, but he doesn't seem capable of that right now. If one of some of Seth's memories were lost in the live stream, we could get Aerith interludes finding memories in the live stream. Oh, that's an interesting way of doing it, Michael, because that's exactly what they do in On the Way to a Smile, where you get interludes from Aerith and her consciousness, right? Oh, Jedi, 100% we're getting a snowboard minigame. Like, it's not even up for discussion. Because in the gold saucer, you look at a wall and it's got Kate Sith snowboarding and it says coming soon. That is a teaser. We are getting snowboarding. Don't you worry about that. I think that'd be an awesome way of doing it if we got interludes like that. Oh, Jedi, you... I'll show it to you right now. Literally right now. I mean, we've got an opening cutscene, but... Anyway, we need to get to the desert. We got some stuff to do. Everybody, welcome in. We've been riffing. We've been talking about part 3, which nobody even knows what's going to happen. Anyway, my name is Wade, a.k.a. ProfNoctis. It's really good to have you in here tonight. If you don't know, now you know. I teach at the University of Alabama, where I teach religion through video games, particularly Final Fantasy. I also teach a little bit of psychology, a little bit of this and that and the other. And I'm in religious life. I do student life stuff as well. In any case, I'm glad that you're here tonight. We're going to the desert, which is the second worst place in any video game. The first worst place are the sewers. Always the sewers. Never was a sewer worthwhile and useful. Except to, like, sanitation departments, I guess. But tonight, we're going to the desert, which is my second least favorite place. But that's okay, because we're going to have good vibes, and we got a new vehicle to ride around in. Very Final Fantasy 15 vibes tonight in our buggy. So without further ado, let us get to it, shall we? 3, 2, 1, bam! Oh no, we're back here. Oopsies. We'll hurry through this real fast because we did this last time. It's not buggy time, it's look for bigs time. Yeah, remember how sad we were when we were going through this last time? Oops. Oh, wrong way. Go, Zach. Gotta find bigs. You're having desert for dessert. That's a disappointing dessert. I'm not the biggest fan of the old deserts. Oh my gosh, I've got to ask people about bigs? Come on. Normally I enjoy that, but we already did this part, so. Hi. You seen this guy?
Hey there.
Such an epic transition. Thanks, friend. Oh, Smith, I hope you feel better. Oh my gosh. There's some garbage going around the University of Alabama right now. Whew. This music is good, Lunchbox. Yeah. We had a really good discussion in this area, and I don't really feel like redoing it. But we talked about, you know, sadness. And we talked about life. And we talked about living with no regrets. But tonight we're talking about speeding it up so we can go to the desert. Also, look at this man in this immaculate purple suit. Wow.
My fiance died on a Sector 7.
Oh, thank you so much. Oh my gosh, we're going to continue asking. There must be somebody that I missed. Probably at the old orphanage.
I breathe a sigh of relief.
Can't afford to put off the...
Sorry, everybody.
Living on borrowed time. I gotta be grateful.
Miss Folia, you want me to talk to you?
You were the guy with Aerith, right?
I was. Sorry, friends.
I've lived a long and full life. So
I think that NPC we just heard is from Final Fantasy 15.
People are saying the
I recognize that NPC's voice.
looking back,
This is my favorite part of the song. It's very, violin-y. Oh my gosh, okay. I think there's one person down this corridor right back
my
here.
fiance died.
Fifth Cafe. Okay. Oh, there it is. There it is. Maybe it's on a timer. Yeah.
Shit. Think that's Avalanche?
Could be. Better check it out.
So,
All right. To the church. Well, it kept turning me back, Jelly. Yeah.
That's gotta be Avalanche.
I had to wait for the explosion. Nyom. Nyom. Alright. So we got Biggs. Whoop. And we skip. And now we're starting. Okay. Take two. Bam.
Pardon me? So where are we bound this fine day?
South. Far south.
And what's there?
Not Corel, that's what. Now step on it.
Very well, south it is. Hold on to your hats.
I love this buggy so much.
Okay. You act all buddy-buddy, but we don't know a thing about you. Let's fix that.
There's not much to know. I'm a 9-to-5 nobody at a small Shinra subsidiary. Another paper shuffling, copy-pasting forwarder of emails.
Another Shinra lapdog.
Black cat.
My mistake.
But you lot are special. Properly special. Never met a specialer group of people in all my life. How could I not tag along?
How can I not tag along? Bullshit.
Come now, this is a road trip. We should be bonding, not fighting.
Barrett, promise me you won't take down Scarlet unless I'm there with you.
Alright, I promise. If you don't give up the ghost right here and now, that is.
I won't let some stupid car get the better of me. Not before I punch that witch right in the mouth. Oh, that's it. I can't.
Oh, yeah, Chad. I love the buggy. Are you kidding me? Who doesn't like the buggy? I love the buggy.
She's about to fire.
As somebody said on Twitter earlier today, X, they're like, you seem to like everything about this game. Like, do you have anything you don't like? And I'm like, there's not a thing I don't
Feeling any
cherish.
better? Leave me.
Where to now? We don't have any leads. And driving in circles, hoping to spot a black robe is...
The worst idea ever!
Give her a sedative.
When you don't know where life's leading, you should get yourself a reading.
That's what I should tell my students.
Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow.
I love this little cat. I'm not even a cat person, but I love this little guy.
Your lucky food is mushrooms.
Mushrooms, eh? Mushrooms. Wait! Barrett, you mentioned something earlier about the Corel reactor, did you not? You saw a weapon there, right?
Yeah, but I don't recall telling you.
Well,
Meow, meow, meow,
it
meow,
might
meow.
interest you to know that just a wee drive from here, there's another rundown reactor.
Reactor? Materia! Okay, I'm good. Everybody back in the car. Let's go, go, go!
Oh, youths.
Well, couldn't hurt to check it out, I guess.
Aye, just a wee drive from here. So
Meow,
it is.
meow, 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 meow.
Shall we?
Why not?
Oh, Cloud? Mind taking the wheel?
I love the buggy because it reminds me of Final
Hold
Fantasy
it south round
15.
stands till we start seeing green. We'll be pulling up outside that reactor before you can say Mako.
Yay, Kate Sith, join the party. New quests are available in the Corel region.
So, what was up with that lucky food fortune?
Also, this music.
Why mushrooms?
Well, this reactor's smack bang in the middle of a place famous for, you guessed it, the world's favourite hunger.
Ooh.
Mushrooms grow near a reactor.
Alright, first things first. Jedi, I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about with the old, don't do this, with the gold saucer.
Keep it together.
I'll show you what I can do. It's your turn. Run like a chocobo.
Yeah, you don't need gas for the buggy, so that's good. We do love that. No, not Gungaga, that's Tuesday. Monster Truck Night! That's right, baby!
Taking over.
It's Monster Trucks. Me, Gungaga.
Let's finish this.
Alright, Buggy! Buggy, come back. Not any lectures. You missed 30 minutes of me talking about how part 3 is going to begin and end. So. No big deal. I just spoiled the ending in the part 3 for everybody. Okay, we go over. There we go. I have seen a little bit of it, a little bit. But again, like I said earlier, I just can't get super on board with telling these parts of the story through a gacha game, a mobile game. It's fine, and I'll do what I have to do. Alright, first things first, I told Jedi that I was going to show her what I was talking about. So, we're going to run all the way over here. Oh yeah, it's Sub. Are you a Genesis fan? Pertinent questions for today's stream. Yeah.
Welcome to the Gold Saucer. We hope you enjoy your time with us today.
Hey everybody! Oh, it's time for the flash mob!
Are you having fun today? If you're not, then you will be soon. The party's about to begin.
Can I tell you how much I tried to get Cloud to dance with these people? So I would do things like this. And it looks like he's kind of dancing alongside him here. I did so many pictures like this. It was amazing. There's a part where they kind of go down, and that's when I roll. Oh, so this is me. This particular dance move is called the circumcision, for obvious reasons. So anyway. Oh my god. Taking pictures. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. And there's fireworks in the background. It's ta-da. That was amazing, everybody. La, da, da, da. Hey. We are people of the Covenant, are we not? Hey, what's that new dance move they debuted at the Gold Saucer? Oh, you mean the circumcision? It's the rage right now. I put my hand up on your hip. When I snip, you snip, we snip. Oh my god! Okay. We need to go to Wonderment. Rated M for mature. I put my hand up on your hip. When I snip, you snip, we snip.
Just name the square, and I'll get you there.
Oh, the energy today. We've arrived at the destination. All right, Jedi, this is for you. Oh, look, just to the right. There is our snowboarding. Ta-da! There it is. Look at this guy right here. Yep. They're working on setting up a whole new game here. There it is. Yep. Don't you love it? I love it. Anyway. Yeah, so this is how we know snowboarding is going to be definitely in part 3. Yeah. Also, everybody, remember what I said earlier about Aerith shredding on the mountain next to Cloud? What do we have here if we really analyze this? Do you see? We have live stream, snowboard live stream, everybody, which means Ghost Aerith very well may be ghost snowboarding next to Cloud. See? And everybody's like, Cloud, aren't you sad? And he's like, no, Aerith and I are shredding the mountain right now. Ghost Aerith and VR Roche. I don't do theory crafting, but when... See, this is the thing. This isn't theory crafting when it's so clearly and plainly in our sight. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, you tell me those aren't live stream waves. We are snowboarding down this mountain with Ghost Aerith. The question is, will she have a small piercing where she was struck by the sword? That's the real question. Kind of like a Jesus thing. Like, look at my hands and my feet. And Aerith is like, it's me. Look at the hole in my heart. Oh my gosh, see? That's a snow fact. You're welcome. You're welcome, Jedi. So now let's get back to it then. It's obviously a clear sign. I'm not going to steer you wrong, everybody. Like, I'm only going to tell you the facts. That's what we're about. But tonight, just so you all know, we are talking about the great Alexander in the desert. So I've got some things that I want to share with you from our research assistants, and I want to give you a good scenic view of things. So, oh, good desert. That's just perfect, actually. So let's do this. Let's hide the party, maybe. Okay, so we just have the buggy then. Okay, I guess that'll do. Oh, that's lovely, actually. There's the gold saucer. Okay, that'll be fine then. All right, so I want to read some research facts to you tonight because we are talking about Alexander. Alexander, a god and man, king and avenger. That's what our research assistants have titled this particular thing. So here we go. The concept tonight is going to be the God King, which is actually something that that is a core tenet of my personal research, my dissertation. But here we go. So we're going to be talking a little bit about Aristotle and some of his ideas tonight. So for Aristotle, a city-state is best governed in the same way as a free man ought to govern his household. Not by managing its property or wealth, but by fostering the virtue and excellence of its members. Now, cultivating virtue in one's children enables them to correctly use their leisure time. You remember we called that skole from the Greek. In order to better to better themselves and to lead the best life possible. Now, proper governance of a city-state would accomplish the same thing, but for the greatest number of citizens. Whether that city-state is governed by one man, which is a monarchy or tyranny, by a few, or aristocracy, oligarchy, or by many, which is a polity or a democracy. Now, in Aristotle's discussion of the proper distribution of justice in a monarchy, he defines 4 historic types, and this is what's kind of interesting for our discussion tonight. Spartan generalship, the king priests of the Bronze Age, the elected dictators of the pre-classical period, and the barbarian, which is non-Greek, hereditary kings who rule for life. Now, he then introduces a 5th type that he refers to as Pambasileia, or an absolute kingship. This absolute king is sovereign over the affairs of multiple cities or multiple peoples, in the same way that a master of a household rules over the affairs of his wife, his children, and his slaves, which is very, very timely for that context. Aristotle then presents his idea of who is the best kind of person, or best man specifically, to be a king, which is someone who's able to rule others because he's naturally more wise and more virtuous than everyone else. This is truly a godlike person, a godlike man. So even Aristotle admits, however, that this should not be possible in societies such as the self-governing Greek states, where the majority of citizens are, if not equal, at least alike in the cultivation of virtue. So, reasonably then, this can only succeed if the absolute king rules by force rather than by consent, not as a godlike man, but as an actual god of the inhuman man. Okay, so this is why all of this is important, because that's a lot of like regional sort of stuff. Okay, here's where it really comes down. Alexander, the tutelary deity of Corel, is said by Chadley to appear when humanity, quote, strays from its proper course and renders a righteous judgment. So, now that we're talking about Alexander a little bit, I want to show you a picture of Alexander in the enemy intel. So we're going to go to that real quick. There we go. Perfect. So you see Alexander here. Oh, yeah, in all of his glory here. Perfect. So, when humanity strays from its proper course, he executes a righteous judgment. He even references a wicked nation in Corel long ago that was wiped out in a single night by Alexander, whose name literally means man's avenger. You can also see this in Atlantis and various flood myths, for example. Now, his pronouncements are absolute and cannot be defied. These are other things that are told to us by the game. Alexander shows up to enforce virtue and justice among people who will not or cannot do so for themselves. It's telling that part of household management in Corel involves telling children that Alexander will punish them if they keep misbehaving. As the family goes, so does society. Now, isn't that interesting, right? Alexander, I think this is so interesting and so cool, in like a crazy way. It's like, hey, if you don't obey, children, Alexander is going to render righteous judgment upon you. It is the equivalent of, some lighthearted things like you better watch out, you better not cry, Alexander's gonna come in the middle of the night and stomp you out to grind you to bits. I mean, that's the sort of thing they're kind of dealing with here. Alexander is watching. He sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been bad or good. In your life, he's gonna take. Right? This is where Alexander comes in. That Santa song got dark because it's about Alexander, right? You should try this strategy with your kids. Show them a picture of Alexander and say, watch this, righteous judgment. Then hit them with like an elbow wrestling move. Do it playfully, not harmfully. That's important. But it's like, we are having fun. Alexander in the middle of the night, though. It's going to get you. Now, in a more serious tone, this is also kind of interesting because in a lot of, for my purposes, in my classes, we talk about religious traditions. And we talk about behavior modification that invokes the divine. And it's kind of like if you step out of line, then God or the deity of our faith is going to, punish you, withhold blessing from you, that sort of thing. You kind of get this merit-based religion, this merit-based religiosity, which that's something that you got to deconstruct later in life, right? Am I good enough to be blessed by God? Am I good enough at adhering to the religious structure to be blessed by God? And that's kind of the whole thing. Now, there are some good things about this. It is a good motivator to kind of say, okay, I want to please and I want to honor God by my attitudes, by the words that I say, the things that I do. But then there comes this moment of like, okay, how much of this is actually rooted in the faith and how much of it is just rooted in cultural context? You know what I'm saying? That's like a huge sort of issue that we run into in religious circles. Something to always kind of be cognizant and aware of. I tell my students this. We've got more to talk about with Alexander in a minute, but I tell my students this regularly. Whenever you're listening to a person of influence or a person of power or something like that, whether it's a preacher, a teacher, a speaker, something like that, what I always like to ask them, say, is I want you to ask yourself, is this, what's in it for this person? What's in it for this power structure and power system? Because there are inherent power dynamics when it comes to religious leaders, when it comes to anybody that's telling you how to live your life, what you believe, and all that kind of stuff. There are inherent power dynamics. And while we hope for the best out of those in power, you can't always trust that. And so the reason I say that is because I also teach a unit or two on folk behavior, folk religions, and more specifically cults and cult-like behavior. And cult-like behavior begins and ends when a person is invoking a deity for their own purposes, right? And I think that is where it gets really, really murky and messy. Now, it's not an idea of like there's no such thing as truth or divine truth even, but it's the way that humanity and human culture begin to manipulate that truth. So this is a really interesting sort of thing. Here, though, we have a deity figure who does enact a righteous judgment, kind of in the same way that our RAs put together the stuff regarding Aristotle's viewpoint. So, kind of interesting, right, chat? Isn't that fascinating? Yeah, lots to think about there. So let's keep going just a little bit further. I've got some other things. Someone refresh my memory. Did they show Alexander with wings? And yeah, they did in Final Fantasy IX. They did. They absolutely did. Yeah, they did. Well, okay. Well, actually, why don't we go play a little bit, and then we'll come back to some of this stuff. Because there's a good deal more, right? Isn't that good? Isn't that interesting stuff to think about with Alexander? Some of the lore behind him and why he's so imposing. Like, very imperial. Very, and there's some wings on his back too. Look at that. Wings of righteous judgment. What are my thoughts on why they keep using the same summons and gods in the games? Part of it, I think, is fans expect it. Other parts of it, I think, are... we gotta kill a cactuar real quick. Are we going to kill a cactuar? I don't even know if we are.
You've got this. How about you show it? It's your turn.
I got it. It's on you.
You can do it. I'm your one-stop slobbering shop. Here I go. Get 'em.
I think that one of the reasons they do it is because these have become very recognizable. And I think it's interesting for people to see these deities in new situations, right? So like, it's cool to see Final Fantasy IX's lens of Alexander versus Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, for example. Because while they're the same deity, the context changes, which is a really great discussion of like of the way that a god or a religion or a deity kind of is perceived at different times. For example, Christ in the 3rd century, it was perceived pretty differently than Christ is necessarily today, just due to proximity and time, you know? I took a class, this is actually kind of interesting, I took a class called Images of Christ in the World, and it explored various representations, depictions of Jesus throughout the world and throughout history. And so they showed kind of the classic golden retriever looking Jesus that hangs up in a lot of North American churches. But then they showed kind of a Latin Jesus. They showed an African representation of Jesus, where Jesus was black and had markedly not blonde hair. There was an Arabic depiction of Jesus, obviously a very European, very like strong, narrow nose with wavy, regal hair. There were Asian concepts of Jesus, where you had a Jesus in the visage of Japanese eyes, another with Korean eye features. And it's just interesting to see all of these different Jesus across the world. And the reason that I bring that up is similar to how Final Fantasy does it. You get these depictions of these deities, but it changes the context of how you interpret. For example, Ifrit in Final Fantasy 15 is a tragic figure of wrath that is satiated by his lover Shiva. Ifrit in 16, that trope of Ifrit being softened by Shiva still exists in through Jill and Clive, but Ifrit is much more of a heroic, though flawed, deity form. Ifrit in Final Fantasy VIII, for example, is the first real boss that you fight, and so it's almost like a joke a little bit. So I think it's really kind of interesting. I think that's what's interesting to me about all of these games. It's like, why do they depict each of these icons or gods or summons in these particular ways that are unique to this world? Titan, for example, in Final Fantasy VII means something very different than it does in 16. In 16, Titan is a source of power, right? Power and rule and reign. Whereas Titan here is a protector of the planet, close to Earth. Now, both are the Earth elementals, but here he is like the preserver and protector of Earth, who goes into a rage over what Shinra is doing. And that hence, the god of the grasslands, as we talked about. I think it's super fascinating. Yeah, 14 does have a whole lot of lore around the summons, which is really cool. Does that make sense, everybody? Am I making sense here? So, same gods or same deities across all of these different games. I think it's really compelling. Thank you for the question, Jedi. Alright, so we've got the desert. With that, why don't we fight Alexander? Why don't we just fight Alexander? Wouldn't that be awesome? Where am I even going? I need to go back to the Dust Bowl. No, I love questions like that. I think that's super cool. This is how you get me on tangents in my classroom as well. Gotta find Wadley. Gotta find Wadley. So with some of the thoughts in mind that our RAs have put together, let's remember that as I fight Alexander. Let's use that as a lens to kind of process and think about this. While we are doing it, though, let's go back to Alexander and make sure that we are properly equipped, because he's weak to lightning. That's all I need to know. That's all I need to know right there. All lightning all the time, baby. Lightning, lightning. Oh, we're so lightninged up. We're so lightning right now. So I need that attack magic materia. Oops. Yeah, attack, magic attack, materia swap. Okay, sweet. So he's set. Aerith, are you set? Lightning, lightning, gambler, and lightning. I guess that works too. I think swift cast, we do love that. Sweet. So we got her, and then Yuffie, you're golden too. Let's just keep going with the dream team. He's not in costume anymore.
It's so good to see you again, Cloud. I've
All
been
right.
traveling, but I'm having some difficulty narrowing it down.
Shall we attempt on fully powered mode? Mama didn't raise a quitter. Full might it is. Cloud, Aerith, Youths. Let's go. Alright, chat. Here's our boss fight for the night. Okay, righteous judgment. I guess we're the disobedient children now, huh? Alright, Aerith. Oh, get back, get back. Don't let him do it to you! Ah! Okay, come on. Be best. Dang it, I should have put a magnify on her. One down. Yuffie, we gotta give you some stuff. Got some lightning. And let's doppelgang it. It's so good, right? Oh, we need to get a radiant ward in. There we go. Oh, Cloud, you need to do something too. Perfect. Let's Thundara the left arm. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Let's do some damage here. How about... Oh wait, Yuffie, come back. There we go. Get in here. Let's try some of this. Come on, girl. Oh, no, you don't. Oh, no, you don't. I know you did not. Okay, I guess it's got to be one or the other, huh? Okay. Hit him, Earth! There's one. Do better! Dodge that. Get out of there! Woo! Pillars of light, huh? Woof. Fine. Oh, Aerith, get up, girl. Get up. We ain't got time for this. Ow! There we go. Let's get it. Get in there! A little more. Synergy. There we go. You keep going, Aerith. You keep going. Thundaga, let's go. Hit him. Oh my gosh! Did I just freaking wreck Alexander? Oh my gosh. That was so easy. What? I expected more out of, you know. Under 2 minutes. Under 2 minutes. At full might. Freaking chat, y'all. What in the world? What in the world? Am I a professional
gather from your
gamer?
expression that you're eager for more.
First time for a first try.
Obtaining all that intel has only stoked my desire to learn more.
I'm so good. Yeah, Aerith just freaking rocked that. Go Aerith indeed. Okay, where's my buggy? Alexander did die young. I think that calls for more Alex facts. So let's learn a little bit more about Alexander, shall we? Since we just decimated him. Okay, so here we go. The summon Alexander, everybody, is described as a robot or a machine, much to Chadley's fascination. Chadley even fantasizes about doing something wicked in the hopes that he might be able to see him up close. Now that's funny. The idea is reminiscent of the God from the Machine, or the Deus Ex Machina, where the drama of a Greek play is interrupted by the arrival on stage of a god character via a crane or some other contraption in order to dispense like justice and resolve conflict. Now, Aristotle composed much of his notes on politics while living as a resident alien in Athens. And while watching the conquest of Alexander the Great, his most famous pupil, play out in real time, it's highly likely that Alexander the Great himself was this absolute king that we've kind of talked about, claiming descent from both Hercules and Achilles. Now, he was acclaimed as a son of Zeus, Zeus Ammon, and enforcing his rule on Greek and barbarian alike. And now, in a similar way, the summon Alexander could be this idea of Pambasileus of Corel, right? But he rules by virtue of being an actual divinity, not as a man playing at being a god and sacrificing his humanity as a result, even to the point of dying young. Now, as Titan is roused by Shinra's damage to the land in the live stream, and the Phoenix stands ready to rebirth Junon as Shinra continues to overreach itself, it's possible that Alexander will yet pronounce his judgment upon the wicked nation of Shinra that has ruined Corel and made it a desert. And perhaps, given what happened to the Corel reactor, this has already happened once before. I really do like this. And I like the idea that... I really like the idea that this desert is the result of all of the Mako use, particularly from like the Gold Saucer and surrounding reactors. I mean, this place is just ruined by Shinra, right? And therefore, it would stand to reason that Alexander is going to enact wrath against Shinra. So that's an interesting sort of illusion. Okay, so as we kind of close out the Alexander portion of this stream, the prevailing question for us is, who do you trust? There's no such thing as the best person to rule or the best system of government, but there is such a thing as managing one's own house well and cultivating virtue in oneself and one's own family. The quote, ideal state is easier and better achieved from the bottom up rather than the top down. So if somebody comes along claiming to solve all your problems and to fix everything, and that someone isn't obviously the divine or a system that you put your faith in, right? Maybe it's your faith system, maybe it's somebody that you deeply trust, right? They're probably going to turn out to be a monster. And so similar to what I said earlier, be careful who you put your faith in and why. Because this attribute of Alexander, of righteous judgment, can be manipulated and misused, and that's where we kind of get into some of that unjust religiosity thing that I kind of talk about, that cult-like behavior, right? Also, the RAs have said, please don't be a Chadley. Doing something bad just to see if you'll get punished isn't very virtuous. But then neither is artificial intelligence. The RAs got them jokes. Smith, good job on that stuff, man. I know you put a lot of work into that. That is great. Really, really interesting. Hands for the RAs, everybody. They give us such cool rock facts, snow facts, Alexander facts every single stream. They do so good. Just so proud of them. Y'all are great. Y'all the best. Y'all, let me tell you something. I was bragging on our community the other day. I was in some meetings and I said, you know what, like absolutely amazing community that we've developed here on YouTube and Twitch and Discord. We've got just so much energy and hype in so much of the streams these days. We're like having these great conversations. We've got these classic research assistants. I was telling some other faculty members the other day, I was like, you wouldn't believe this. I've got people that are not for a grade doing stuff like this. How cool is that, right? I think it's one of the most interesting things. So, it's cool. So I can't thank y'all enough. I will say, let me share this with you actually. Let me share. Can I drop a little preview of something for you? No, I'm not previewing my Buddhist video. Though I am working heavily on that this weekend. I'm hoping it'll come out by the end of October, by the way. No, here's what I'm dropping. At the end of this lecture series, I'm going to start a brand new thing, and I really hope that you're all going to be a part of it. At the end of this and every lecture series, we're going to do a lecture series graduation stream, where we're gonna have like a graduation, give out some recognition sort of stuff, and just kind of celebrate the end of class, right? And so I'm working on some things for y'all for that, but I want to let you know that will happen after we finish credits on this game. It'll be the following stream after that, so we're gonna make it a big deal and stuff, but I think it's gonna be awesome. We're gonna do a graduation stream together. It'll be a lot of fun, so hope that you'll make a point to be a part of that. Also, I think it's gonna be really cool. I'm really gonna try to bring in some friends and colleagues to share just some of their well wishes for everybody as we close out this stream. I think it'll be a lot of fun. So, anyway, let's head back in. All right, with that, so we are just kind of exploring the desert tonight. You don't have a lot of fun in the desert. You don't have a lot of fun in the sand. But it's going to be so great, I can hardly wait, because we are going to the promised land. Because in the promised land, it's going to be so grand. We'll have our fill from the grill as much as we can stand. It'll be so great, oh, we can hardly wait, because we're going to the promised land. We didn't have a lot of fun in the desert. We didn't have a lot of fun in the sand. Let's go, let's go. Why? I hate this little sand fleas. Get him, Yuffie. Get him. Queen Yuffie never lets me down here. Never lets me down. Saddle up your cow. Alright, I wanted to show y'all something in case you might have missed it at some point. So So we're running back over here to where we faced off with Dime. And this only begins to happen in chapter, whatever it is we're in, 9. But you can see that Dio made good on his word and he gave Dine a proper burial. Right? Let's put Barrett in the party here, because that feels canonically correct. Yeah. Barrett. Come on, buddy. Everybody in here. Oh, come on, Barrett. Making a beeline. There we go. So you can see the memorial. Oh, and that's a great picture. Look at them all staring at it, too. And look, there's Marlene. Marlene's picture on the gun. So you've got this, like, just incredible monument to Dine here. With his gun as the headstone. Oh, man. I just love that. Isn't that incredible? Yeah, the Marlene thing right there is, like, particularly potent. That's a good picture, except for Yuffie. There we go. That's a good picture there. Yeah, isn't this cool, chat? Like, it's very easy to overlook and miss and not see these things. I want to make sure that we get a real good shot here of it. Yeah. Isn't that cool? Let me get this shot. That's 3 photos. I mean, it's just, it's the funeral selfie time. Honestly. Honestly, that's exactly what it is. It feels just like that one from Final Fantasy 16. Oh, what a shot! What a shot, you guys. I love this game so much too, man. It's the little things, right? It's the little things here. Yeah, I think that a lot of people miss this on their playthrough, right? I do. I'm gonna keep getting pictures of this, actually. Just trying to get the perfect shot here of Marlene. Ah, that's a good one right there. A bit of a nod to the gravestones in the OG, right? Yeah, that's exactly what it is. You know what I've got to do, chat. You know what I've got to do. I can't help myself. I have to do this. I have to do it for the content. So, just give me 1 second, everybody. We have to do it. Good evening. It's nice to see you, Carol. What's up? Okay, so we're gonna bounce over here real fast. Just give me 1 quick second. Right here. You know what I gotta do, chat. I know it's ridiculous, but this is what we have to do around here. So, okay, here we go. Okay, what are we even doing here? What are we even doing here? Nothing good, that's for sure. Oh, that killed it. That crushed it, actually. Okay, so we've got a green screen now. That's great to know. Okay, 1 second. Real fast, chat. This is just what we do. Sorry. Nothing I can do to help us. Nothing I can do to help us here. It's just the way of things. Okay, so, well, that still didn't work. That's great. You'd think that I'd be better at this. I'm not. But that's also okay. This is what happens when we don't have a story stream going on, which is okay. Oh, I left. Yeesh. That was no good. Maybe it just doesn't want me to do this. Green screen photo mode is also so good. I'm trying to get my good picture, you know? I'm so good at technology, you see. This is what we do. Oh no, terrible things are happening. Oh, I hit the wrong one. Oh, yeah, don't be dumb. There it is. Ah, there it is! Okay, now, you know what we have to do, right? You know what we have to do. Okay, gotta go right there. And I'm gonna get right here. Move Secret Labs. Okay, all this for a picture, right? So I'm gonna get right here, right in front of it. Ready? Oh, I'm facing the wrong way. There we go. Oh, yeah, there it is. That's it. Me in front of the grave. Yeah, sweet picture. Isn't that great? That'll be a great screen cap for somebody. Notice this time I learned from Final Fantasy 16, you don't press the capture button on the controller for this. Yeah, sorry, not sorry. Let us observe the boomer live. Isn't that the truth? More and more every day. You have to do the meme, right? We did it with the dead Tonberry too, so. Oh gosh, I'm just floating. Okay, let's get rid of that filter. Now, wasn't that fun, everybody? Don't we enjoy? Ay, 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 what are we doing around here? What are we even doing around here? Nothing good, that's for sure. Okay. The disrespect. Oh, nothing but respect. But we did have to take a picture of it. We took serious pictures, and those are the ones... Those are the ones that are going to Blue Sky and Twitter and all of that stuff. But that one, the one that I just took, that one lives in our hearts. Alright. One for the gram. Make it this VOD's thumbnail. Oh my gosh, wouldn't that be hilarious? I really should. I need more VODs where I'm like in front of various video game graves. Okay. So yeah, I mean, that's the desert really. We can do a few side quests. Oh, we can do Johnny's side quest. Let's go and do that one. That one's good. That one matters. But yeah, this is going to be a little bit of a shorter stream tonight. Just because we've done all of the major things and there's not a ton to explore here. And we've kind of talked about everything that we need to talk about. Oh my gosh, you put it in the chat. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Okay. Me? Gongaga. Yeah, Tuesday is Gongaga. We're not getting ahead of the syllabus. Because weirdly, we are on schedule, you guys. I am shocked. We are on schedule. Aerith would have loved this. If they had given me the chance, I 100% would have done that. Come on down. Yeah, Gongaga will be on Tuesday, everybody. Oh man, jump. Jump, you coward. There you go. So defeating the Tonberry King, everybody. This is going to be a fun one. This is going to be a real fun one. I like fighting the Tonberry King. I may not like him on hard mode, though. We'll see. For those of you that didn't know, there are two pathways to win this battle against the Tonberry King. BT dubs. Just need to remind myself of his weaknesses. Suppose I should find him somewhere here. Oh, there he is. Tonberry King. There he is. No weaknesses, just inflicting enough damage. When its attacks miss, will pressure it. When pressured, it will drop its pristine crown, and then you have to steal it. So we have to make sure that our people have steely abilities. I think that you are probably our stealer here, so. This was a fun hard mode fight. Oh, I can't wait. We love hard mode fights, so. Hopefully he's more of a challenge than freaking Alexander was. Some arbiter of wrath he was. Okay, so this is interesting because like you can get two different kinds of crowns. You can get like it's something like a broken crown or something like that, and then you can get the pristine crown, and you give one of those to Johnny. And obviously the pristine one is a little bit more difficult to get. You get one like a ruined crown, I think it is, tarnished crown, for just beating him, but you have to actually steal the other one. Let's do it. And Mai will give us a lecture, I do believe. Okay, well, we're gonna see how much of a pain he is. Oh crap! I should have done the crap. Let's retry battle. I got to put some safety bits on him. I forgot about that. That was my bad. That was my bad. Huh, they were ready. Got to give them safety bits. You can't not do that. And how about we give Cloud? Yeah, we're going to give you safety bit as well. There it is. I feel like there's probably another one I could do. We're fine. We're fine. We're fine. All right, let's do it. Time to fight. This song always makes me want to work out. I need to make the definitive, I need to give y'all the definitive ProfNoctis Games Before Games workout playlist.
So it's my turn? You can do it,
Girl, we got stuff to do. Blindside. Doppelgang.
I got this.
Oh, don't you do that to me. Don't you do that to me. What did I say?
What I can do. That'll do. It's your
Hit
turn,
him with that.
Ranger.
Let's see what happens. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. We gotta stagger him. Crap, I'm not doing well. Focus. Bam! We're not gonna do it, you guys. We're not gonna do it. Maybe I just like working out. Ever think of that? Shot over. That's probably fine. Whoa, Yuffie died. Oh wait, no, we can't. Get up, Yuffie. Get up. Get up. He fell down. Yuffie, go. Go, Yuffie. Oh, you stupid Yuffie. Oh, you are so dumb. You are so dumb. Crap. Aerith, it's up to you. Okay, we have to keep pressuring him, y'all. Dadgummit. Okay, maybe stay alive, you two. Well, crap. Don't you doom and gloom me. Don't you dare. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. Oh, please. Look alive, girl. Oh, there he is. Oh, he's coming for me. Pressure him. Somebody pressure him more. On. Pressure. Pressure. There he is, pressured. Okay, go, Yuffie, go. Okay, so here's how you steal the pristine crown, right? You just have to steal it, and then you get it, right? How cool is that? And then he has no crown, and then you give Johnny the regular one. That's it. And then it's just easy peasy, right? Bam. Got him. Ray of Judgment. Little Alexander magic here. Bam.
Okay.
Easy peasy again. Who shall face me? Are you not entertained? First try again on Tonberry King, baby. And I got the pristine crown, which is a little bit more challenging. I love it. I'm telling you, Yuffie and Aerith and Cloud are the dream team around here. Like, I freaking love these guys. They are so good. They are so good. Oh, I've never gotten this one. There's a thing I haven't gotten. Well, we're going after that treasure trove. Queen Yuffie never fails. Queen Yuffie, she's so good. Grand Theft Auto! Without knowing about the crown drop mechanic? Wow, you did luck out then. Like, I did the assessment and read the enemy intel, and I was like, every time, like when I first beat him, I was like, oh man, I got it. But then I realized, oh, I didn't steal. So I was like, well, I can't go forward. Exactly like they did in 15. They do, don't they? La 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 la. We did it. together. Okay, now, where were we? We were going over to Johnny. Track down the Johnnies. Okay. They are such an OP team, and especially with the makeup that I have on them as far as materia. How much of the 15 world map do I think they took inspiration from? I think that, like I've said it before, Final Fantasy 15 walked so this game could run. So much of this game is so... I mean, it's just absolutely the evolution of what we see in 15's open world. From the buggy and the regalia to some of the exploration stuff. I think they learned some major lessons from 15's open world. And people crap on 15 all the time, but like, I'll tell you right now, without 15, we would not have Rebirth. Without 15, we would not have Rebirth. So, everybody can say what they want about 15. They didn't like it. They wish it was Versus 13. But hey, Versus 13 didn't give us Rebirth. Versus 13 gave us 15, which gave us Rebirth. So, and I really think that if people got Versus 13, what we were going to be getting was something more akin to Final Fantasy 13, a little bit more corridor sort of stuff. And I think that people would have been very disappointed with that gameplay. I know that people like the aesthetic. I think that it was going to be a rotten game. Yeah, I mean, I don't think you're ever going to get to see that, mainly because most of the assets were used for 15. Now, will you get that story in another iteration? I think that we get it in this and in Kingdom
Johnny
Hearts.
said that you needed my help.
What? No, I didn't. Wait, was
Yeah.
it you? Not me. So you're saying it was me? No way. You're too stubborn to ask for help. Hey, you talking shit about me?
You two are a riot. Have you thought about starting a two-man show? I bet it'd be a smash hit, right?
So?
Well, we were looking for a part to help us repair the boiler, but it turns out nobody makes it anymore. Then we thought, why don't we just make it ourselves? So to do that, we're hunting for a transmuter chip.
Any luck?
Sure wish we had a chocobo right about now.
Okay, I'll take it from here.
Sweet.
Sweet.
We're looking for instructions on how
Man, I wanna
craft
go to the
boiler
beach.
valve. And if you find one of those chips, feel free to just transmute a valve yourself.
Are you trying to give us even more work?
You two are the best.
No, the mayor is the best. We learned that in part 1.
X marks the spot. Wait. Come on, trust me.
The leaves in their hair. Yeah. Yeah, listen. We were all very excited for Versus 13. But I think it's a case of one of those things of like, at this point we have lionized what we didn't get to the point that we consider it just this perfect game. And honestly, good for us. I mean, things like that are better in the mind than they are in actuality. I just think that it would have been panned in the same way that people kind of panned 15.
Just imagine. One cloud,
But it's just much easier
two
to
clouds,
say that
3 clouds,
um,
4 clouds.
the 15 doesn't
I know
live
you aren't
up to
much
the
of a
hype
talker.
of Versus
I
13
figured at least one of you would say
because we don't really know what Versus
something.
13
Not
was
really
going to
digging this
be.
vibe.
Okay, get back in there, Cloud.
Yeah, I think I'm good with
Oops.
just one cloud.
The one and only.
The mayor is the best. So much climbing of ladders. And down. I'm taking the worst way possible to do this, genuinely. Alright, Chocobo. Let's get back to hunting. Hunting. We are so winning. Oh, I guess I already had it. Oops.
Oh, baby, this is it! That boiler is as good as fixed. Hot, steamy showers in every room.
Well, we should probably report
Oh,
to
it
Johnny
expired
so we can bail
midstream.
out all the others.
Actually, there's one more.
Where is he?
Said he wanted to give the hotel royal flair by putting the Tonberry King's crown on display. Last we heard, he was desert bound.
Desert
Hope
bound.
he's not dying of thirst or knife wounds. You wouldn't mind going to check on him for us, would you, bro?
Not at all.
You're the best! Well, we got a boiler to fix, so we're gonna head
We
back.
should just start saying
Our
you're the
other life
mayor.
is in your hands,
Because if
bro.
the mayor's the best, you know what I'm saying? Advent Children Complete does have that lunchbox. Forever living in perpetuity. In our memories, in our minds, in our hearts. Verses 13 will never be a memory. Okay, let us see. Straight down here. Let's fast travel to the borderland. Y'all are seeing me fast travel more than
Is that a
ever.
mirage? I can't believe you're here, bro!
Me neither.
Well, I'm glad you are. You see, we're renovating the hotel. And I
Yeah.
thought the Tonberry King's crown would give the place that
Don't get me
palatial
wrong,
feel.
I think that
But
15
it's,
could have probably
somewhere over
used
there.
another year.
Rumor has it, the
But,
Tonberry King lives somewhere nearby. But there's no way your boy Johnny can get through the desert on
Again, it's a 7 out of 10 game. It's a 10 out of 10
Listen,
for me.
bro, I don't know if you were planning to check out the dunes, but if you are, you'd really be doing me a solid if you brought me back that crown. Preferably in the most pristine condition possible.
Actually, we already dethroned that royal reject, didn't we?
We did.
You took down the Tonberry King for us? Thanks, bro. On behalf of all Johnnies.
Thanks,
So,
bro.
this crown.
Here's my pristine crown, Johnny.
Whoa! Get a load of the shine on that baby. It is positively legendary.
No, that was earlier,
And
Mr.
we went through
Bigglesworth.
positively legendary trouble to get it for you.
Don't worry.
It wasn't that
Fruits
much
of your labor
trouble.
Are gonna be on full display. Man, I can't wait to see
Fraud
the look on
prof.
my face when I see this. I'm gonna take
ProfNoctis.
this baby back to the hotel. Be sure to swing by when you have the chance. I'm sure one of me will have something real nice waiting for you.
Alright, everybody. Let's head back to Costa del Sol. Let's enjoy Johnny's hospitality. And this will be our last time in Corel, guys. It feels like we've been in Costa del Corel forever. So let's enjoy the beach while it lasts. One last delusion before pain. We know Tuesday is going to be a big day, right? Tuesday's live stream with Tifa day. Getting gaga. Going gaga for Gangaga. Oh man, that's probably going to be the title of it. Going gaga for Gangaga. I'm such a professional. A master of the craft. A real wordsmith, aren't I? Just fully embracing dad mode, dad jokes at this point in my life. It is what it is. Whee! Me? Gaga for Gangaga. Oh man, yeah, that's absolutely it. The chicken herding. Listen, y'all, I tell you what. I don't hate the chicken side quest. I didn't struggle with it, though. Like, I don't know.
The best way to make
Genuinely,
sure
like, this is one of those things. Eyes on B posted earlier today or yesterday. What game is a 10 out of 10 as long as you don't have a bleep in your ear telling you it's bad? And I'll tell you, like, this is probably that game for me. I mean, 15 too. But like, I had zero complaints except for gadgets and gear locks or whatever, gears and gambits, with this game. And then I got on Twitter after I unmuted and unblocked everybody, and I was like, oh, here's all the problems that I should have had with this game. And I'm like, am I just easy to please? I don't know. See, I think they're important for building character in me and world building.
Hey, how about an orb or two?
People on Twitter are just mad. Their chainsaws looking for trees. And unfortunately for them, Rebirth is a tree that refuses to be cut down because it's that good. And that makes them even madder. Because their chainsaws looking for trees, they're like, we're going to tear this game down, and it's freaking immune. They bring their chainsaws and their little torches and their pitchforks, and they're like, kill the beast, and Rebirth does exactly what it lives up to. It rebirths. It's like a phoenix. See?
What a charming
Whipped up a nice pot of Johnny's special soup.
Johnny's special soup. Look at all these hard-working Johnnies.
Chop. These nails won't know what hit 'em.
Twitter is the best MMO, for real it is.
Man, I could go for a hot shower. Try painting the walls, not me. Floorboards are set. Now for some rafters. Think I'm getting the hang of it. Man,
Right, Carol?
I could go for a hot shower. Haven't whacked my finger in a minute now.
Isn't that a great phrase that describes people? Chainsaws looking for trees.
Not bad if I do.
Chainsaws looking for trees. I see it every day in my life. And sometimes I'll like say that to students. I'm like, you a chainsaw looking for a tree today? Tone it down. Johnny would kill for a shower right now.
Got a good stream. Careful up there. Good news, bro. All of me made it back in one piece.
Got a
It
good
sounds
stream.
like I really put you through the ringer. Sorry about that.
No biggie. So, what now? Want me to poof him?
What? No, not yet. We're in the middle of renovating, and I'm gonna need all
Did you ever see that movie Multiplicity?
At the end of the day, I want to
With
be
Michael
able to say I
Keaton?
remodeled this place all
It's
by
basically
myself.
this.
Right, Johnny's? Yeah, bro.
Yeah, you can say something about the wall.
So yeah, me and me's are set on seeing this
Will
from the
Rebirth be Game of the
But
Year?
Once we're finished, it's gonna be the finest hotel in the whole world.
I'll answer
Just
that
you
in a
wait.
second. First, we're going to marvel at all of my trophies. Hit me with that sweet Paradise music.
Welcome to Johnny's Seaside Inn Remake.
Wow.
Look at all these hard-working Johnnies.
So,
I love it.
What do you think, bro?
I'm impressed.
Without you guys, none of this would have been possible.
You're absolutely right. You couldn't have done any of this without my incredible ninjutsu.
Couldn't have done it without the J Squad either. Oh, don't go getting all sentimental. We were just doing what you would have done. You said it. We all want what's best for this place. It's our home. And none of us would be standing here today if it weren't for you.
Johnny Prime.
Truly, you are the realest bro. Well, I'm just happy to know that whatever trials await, we'll face them together. Yeah, about that. Now that all the renovations are complete, I think it's time that we peace out. What? Don't worry, you got this, Johnny. Johnny? You don't need us anymore, Johnny. You've got you.
You've got...
Johnny! Johnny's!
I wish I could multiply myself.
You know, I couldn't stand listening to them bicker. And now, I already miss the sound of our melodious voice. I lost a part of myself today.
Johnny, share your
Let
ab
that
workout.
Stop you? Huh? You've got a hotel to run.
You've got a
That's
life
true.
to live, Johnny.
I remodeled this place with my own 14 hands. I owe it to me and myself to see that our hard work doesn't go to waste. Oh yeah! I'm gonna be 7 Johnnies in one!
I think one of you's more than enough.
Oh, that means a lot coming from you, bro.
This music is so good.
Oh, almost forgot. I set up a little space to show off your collection.
Oh, thank you. I'm
I'd
so
love to
glad.
showcase
Because
any
I don't have a
rare or
home, so...
interesting artifacts you happen to come across. And rest assured, you'll be handsomely rewarded for them. I've got my heart set on becoming the best in the business, so look out, hotel industry. We'll attract guests.
I say bring on the
far and
Johnnies.
wide
I can handle
with
5 Johnnies in my
luxurious
life. I need them.
And unbeatable hospitality. But you'll always have a room with your name on it, my bro.
Because when you're here, you're Johnny. God. Johnny, like, seriously would be like my best friend. Like, seriously. Like, I feel like Johnny and I would be the freaking best of friends. It would be all hype all the time. We would get into so many adventures, and they would usually begin because of his stupidity. But, like, Johnny and I, like, seriously, Johnny's a real one, and I don't care who knows it. I love freaking Johnny. Oh, this is perfect music for my Game of the Year discussion. So, yeah, let's talk about Game of the Year real fast. Are we ready, everybody? RAs, you're going to want to take notes on this one. Alright, so let's talk about Game of the Year, because it's on everybody's mind. A lot of great games have come out this year. And so the question is, what do you choose? What do you choose for Game of the Year? And so the question in the chat was, will Rebirth get Game of the Year? And I don't know. I don't know. At the Game Awards, I don't know what it'll get at Golden Joystick, any of that stuff. But here's what I do know. I feel like we get Game of the Year wrong a lot of times. I feel like when we talk about Game of the Year, we're always thinking and talking about what's the highest rated game of the year. What's the one that sold the most? Rather than what I think is what it means to be Game of the Year. You see, Game of the Year is different from the Oscar for Best Picture. Best Picture is arguably the thing that is the best. But to say that something is that thing of the year means that it has some kind of level of cultural significance. So there's a lot of great frontrunners this particular year for Game of the Year. But let's look at some of the past Game of the Years, right? I'm reminded particularly of the last time Final Fantasy VII came out in Remake in 2020. A lot of people put that one up for Game of the Year, but was it Game of the Year? I don't know. It also came out in a time with Last of Us Part 2, which is like an all-timer in storytelling and all that kind of stuff. It was also about a story during a pandemic, which is pretty fitting for 2020. But for 2020, when I think about Game of the Year, when I think of something that moved the medium forward, something that had cultural significance, I think of Animal Crossing, right? I think of Animal Crossing more than anything else for 2020 because it was a cultural and worldwide phenomenon during a time when the world was shut down. I held an Easter service in Animal Crossing. People had get-togethers where they would bring their players into other people's islands and all that kind of stuff as a way of staying connected. And I think when I think of 2020, I will always remember it as the year that Animal Crossing came out, even though 2 of my favorite games of all time, Remake and Last of Us 2, also came out that year. So that's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about expanding the conversation about Game of the Year. Was Animal Crossing arguably the best game of 2020? No, not by a long shot. But I think it was the most significant game of 2020. So Animal Crossing would probably get that from me. So when it comes to 2024, the question is, what game has cultural relevance? A lot of games make their cases, right? Astrobot is an amazing game. I think that culturally and for game space, it has an argument, not just because of its polish and not just because of the things that it does as far as a level design, but it is pretty remarkable that this game took only a couple of years to create with 70 people, you know, or something along those lines. Short development time, small development group, or smaller relatively development team. I think that there's something to be said about that when we're having AAA games in all of and like overworking and time crunch and all that kind of stuff. Astrobot makes a really important point. Let's look at Wukong next. Wukong is a really, really good game, culturally significant, particularly to China. And that is certainly one of the things that really drives its sales, but it also was really significant here in the States and in other parts of the world. But to China, this was a monumental moment because it really very well displayed one of their unique myths, one of their unique stories. And I think that that is culturally significant. Is it Game of the Year caliber? Maybe, maybe not. But it does have a case for that. You look at Metaphor, JRPG, certainly pushing the genre a little bit forward. It has turn-based style as well as a really pleasing artistic style. And apparently the gameplay, I have not played it yet, but the gameplay and the story is really resonant. It also addresses a lot of themes that the world currently is discussing. Things about race and governance and economics and discrimination, all that kind of stuff. I think that's a really important game from that sort of thing. But you know me, right? You know that I'm the kind of guy that's like, and certainly if you've watched any of my streams, you know that my vote is for Rebirth. And the reason that I say that it's Rebirth for me is simply this. Number one, this game does things that evoke that 1997 sensibility in a modernized way. The idea of an open world, but also linear progression. Everybody wants this broad open world, but if something's too open, can it tell a proper story? This is something that really got muddied down in a lot of great open world games for me, but I feel like Rebirth keeps you just focused enough amidst all of this freedom, minigame and all this other stuff, to really tell a powerful and impactful story. That's what we're seeing on this stream. I think that from a presentation standpoint, it is amazing and jaw-dropping. I think that's only going to become more so when the PlayStation 5 Pro comes out and we get to see it in 60 frames per second and in graphics mode, which I think is going to be really, really meaningful. But even beyond that, when we look at the story itself, there is a significant story that's being told here that is timely and contextual. We talk about these things on stream, stories about grief, stories about what to do when you are powerless against those in power. It's a story where people are reckoning with the worst things that have happened to them, and it's repackaging that in a way that we can all kind of take some lessons from. There's a mental health conversation, there's psychology conversation, certainly religious conversations, and also bonds of friendship. I think that what they do as far as open world and teasing out what could be just amazing in Part 3 is really important here. I think that the biggest thing that Rebirth does, though, is it takes concepts that were profoundly important from a story and a gameplay perspective in 1997, and it repackages them in a way that new audiences and old audiences can embrace. For me, it is the perfect bridge between nostalgia and pushing the medium forward. And I'll tell you, like, for me personally, that's why this is Game of the Year. Also, it's the one that has lasted the longest. It is no longer a victim of recency bias, right? Because we're still talking about this game. And the fact that it's still in the conversation 9 months later, I mean, that's something to be said. Metaphor, as great as it is, simply because it was released at the end of the year, doesn't have that level of staying power for this year, at least not by awards season. So maybe that's an unfair advantage that Rebirth would have. It's still in kind of the consciousness. People are still talking about this game, which is amazing. The final thing that I would say, though, and this is probably something to consider when it comes to talking about Rebirth specifically. It's very well possible that Final Fantasy VII Remake Trilogy, will get its flowers when Part 3 releases. It'll win some categories, probably Best Sound and Best Soundtrack, maybe Best Performer for like Cody and Bree, and who knows who else may be nominated by awards season. I hope Barrett's is, for sure. But Lord of the Rings The Two Towers, was given some good awards, but it like swept with Return of the King Part 3 because it was such a monumental achievement to take this old text and to repackage it in a way that got people really excited about the whole story. And Return of the King Part 3 got the awards for all 3 of those movies. And I think that that's what Final Fantasy VII Re-3, the re-reunion, I think that that is going to be the one that's like, okay, we were given this 500-hour plus adaptation of this 1997 classic in a way that surprised, delighted, and absolutely rocked us. And I think that once that game comes out in its full package, I think that people are going to be like, wow, that is quite the undertaking. So, yeah. So, anyway, that's my take on what Game of the Year is. I think that it needs to be about more significant games rather than successful games. And that's why I led with Animal Crossing. But that's my thought. What are your thoughts? I'd be interested to know, what are your criteria for Game of the Year? And this year, what is a culturally significant game versus just a successful game? All right, sound off in the chat, definitely. And when we inevitably turn this into a clip or a video, I hope that you'll leave a comment as well. So. All right, there we go. There's my 2 cents. Old text. Yeah, I would consider... If I'm considering 1997's Final Fantasy VII an old game, then yeah, I'm considering Lord of the Rings an old text. Yeah. Hank, I think that you're right. I think there is a feeling of like... again, gamers are a little different than movie critics. You know, gamers are notoriously much more difficult to please. The other thing that Lord of the Rings kind of has going for it is that they released it every year, whereas FF7 Re is coming out every like 4 years. So, the longest shipper war? Good grief. Yeah, those 1970s animated Lord of the Rings movies are wild. Wild. For real, though. Yeah. Yeah, ultimately, the awards don't matter, right? Like, to me, like, Final Fantasy 15 didn't win any awards, and yet it earned me a doctorate, so that's like... Who cares? Yeah. It's good stuff. Let's see what we got here. I'm reading all of y'all's comments while I was ranting. Oh, goodness. BG3 definitely fit the bill for the last year's cultural significance, showing a lot of the industry that their priorities were all wrong. Hey, listen, that is why, even though I personally am not the biggest fan of Baldur's Gate 3, I appreciate what they were able to do and were attempting to do. And that's for me that why it's like, I know that game was culturally significant, even if it's not necessarily significant to me, right? For me, last year, hands down, my game of the year was Tears of the Kingdom. I thought it was amazing. I still think about that game. And but Baldur's Gate 3, I don't have anything bad to say about people that would have chosen that at all. So yeah, cultural significance and the team that worked on it, all that stuff. I want ProfNoctis to tell me why mommy and daddy are getting divorced. That was like the most gentle letdown when the game doesn't win. Well, you know, I hire myself out for all that. Do you need to break hard news to your kids? Do you need to tell them that the worst thing imaginable is happening? Hire me. ProfNoctis@gmail.com. Set up your appointment of heartbreak today. Johnny, let's talk. Mommy and Daddy just don't love each other anymore. It's not your fault, though. They're going on to live very happy lives, and the good news is you're going to get 2 Christmases. Double the presents. Double the fun. You're going to be alright, kid. That's a wrap, baby. Oh, dear God. What are we doing tonight? You're welcome, Care Bear. Yeah, Farthers, I actually tend to agree. The more people that I talk to, I am hearing a lot of people saying that they want to wait and see reception to part 3 before they dive into the whole trilogy. And honestly, I will probably buy whatever collector's edition 3-game package they do for the definitive full Final Fantasy VII Remake package, right? Part 1, Part 2, Part 3 on PS8 or whenever it comes out, right? I think that would be amazing. I'll buy it. Yeah. Yeah, there's a ton of good games each year. Yeah, and talking about Best Game Direction Award. Yeah, like I agree with that. And I think that Best Game Direction should probably go to this game. I think that the way that they do so many different things through the mini games, the side quests. I love every side quest in this game. Because they reward you in ways that's like it's incredible, because like you get to spend more time with your bros, with your buddies, and I think that's so cool. So that's the reward for the side quest for me. Let's see, want to win. Yeah, listen, I think that this game and Metaphor are gonna do great things, and maybe even Dragon Age Veilguard. I don't know anything about that game at this point, beyond what trailers and previews have shown us, but I think that it would be really cool if we had just this RPG sweep across the board, you know? Like, I think 2024 is the year of the RPG, and specifically the year of the JRPG. Great games have come out this year. I really would have thought that we would see a really big celebration for NCAA football, or college football 25, that came out in the summer, and we did. But this is not the year that's going to be known as the one that brought back EA College Football. This is going to be known as the year that we got so many great JRPGs that all pushed forward the genre in an amazing way. I found out that Expedition 33 doesn't come out till the spring. For some reason I had in my head that it was coming out in November, but I'm kind of glad it's not. It's more epic than Lord of the Rings in sense, because it takes longer. Yeah, that's fair, XCOM. Where would Pal World fit into this conversation? Bro, I don't even know. I didn't play Pal World. I know, like, I had a lot of friends that were loving it back in January, but it kind of fell off, too. Also, I think Nintendo would lose their minds if Pal World won anything. Have you ever seen John Breaks Bad News? No, I haven't. Oh my gosh. Yeah, let's see. Seeing the full story, make a decision from there does make sense. I've been arguing with a friend who's waiting for part 3 before playing all of FF7R. Yeah, and I get it, right? You want the complete story. I want the complete story. But I also really enjoy the community, right? I enjoy having these conversations and wondering. And that's what I love about episodic releases of TV shows. You get to talk in the weeks in between versus binging it all in a weekend. That's the way I prefer it, right? Like, so I can talk with friends and be like, ooh, what do you think's going to happen on Game of Thrones or whatever it is. I think it's fun. Maestro should win, but Oppenheimer will win. Yeah. Yeah, we don't know who the nominees are yet. Love the relic side quests. Add to some of the characters, like the Gongaga relic quest fleshes out the Turks in their training. Y'all, I wouldn't be surprised if part 3, if it doesn't win, if Rebirth doesn't win things at Game of the Year this year, or Game Awards this year, they would probably, I wouldn't doubt it, if Square Enix released part 3 like in September or October to really get that recency bias. kick. Genuinely. Because, like, I mean, I'll tell you, if Rebirth released right now, I think that people would be like, oh, yeah, this is easily Game of the Year. But 6 months in game time is, like, years beyond. So, I mean, we just forget. And which is a testament to how games are released now. It's amazing. To you, Metaphor is the only competition? Maybe. Metaphor will also divide the Rebirth vote, opening up a pathway to Astrobot. So, Mario and Luigi, Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D coming, man. I can't wait for Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D. I've never played the original Dragon Quest 3. I'm excited about it. Nobody can say that I'm not doing my part for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I've dedicated 17 weeks of streaming and celebrating this game. So, like, obviously it gets my flowers. It's my game of the year, right? No other game have I spent this much time on this year creating content for. So, like, I'm doing my part. Come on, Square Enix. Do you see the campaign that I'm putting on? Oh man. I don't even know if Square Enix watches any of these things. If they do, I'd love to interview some of you on the show. Let me just make my pitch now. I'd love to talk to you. I'd love to interview a few of you. Love to get your thoughts on what your favorite parts of Rebirth are, without telling us spoilers, because I know you know. Maybe you don't. Maybe you're watching this reaction. Maybe they're like, Ghost Aerith snowboards next to Cloud. That's a banger idea. Wouldn't that be amazing? Yeah. Best at getting sued by Nintendo. Yeah, for real. Having to play all 500 hours of 7 Remake will get excited because we are doing a marathon stream when it comes out, leading up to release day. Genuinely. I will play through every one of those games, like all of those and the DLC, leading up to part 3, and then we're just going to go. It'll be amazing. Yeah. Yeah, Jedi, I think that the way that they repackaged the old story, right? Yeah. I'm so behind in the chat. I'm just ranting up here. Yeah, Crazy Doc, that's what I love. I love the theorizing, the conversations. Rebirth should win Indie Game of the Year. Yes. It's got my vote. You're welcome, Farthers. I'll tell you, this lecture series has been super fun, and like, if you've noticed, like, people are noticing this about the Sleep Easy interview. Like, I interview people that I disagree with, right? Like, Jesse Cox said this, Sleep Easy kind of said this. Like, I personally don't believe that this is a sequel. But my role as a researcher, as somebody that's trying to get down to what people believe, isn't to push my bias on anything. Instead, it's to say, what are the thoughts out there? Because I could be wrong. Like, I've got my thoughts and my hopes even. But what are all the thoughts out there? And then we can make an educated, informed decision as to what we really think is going on. So, yeah. You think Metaphor is the only true competitor, but 7R is still better? Yeah, I don't know. I haven't played Metaphor yet. So, I'd love to play Metaphor. I don't have time for games that I'm not sponsored to play right now. I hate to say it that way, but like, I'm like drowning. So, marketing people from Square Enix may be watching. I don't know. Maybe. I know them occasionally from conferences and conventions. Oh yeah, the split vote. Yeah, I mean, it's very possible. Split vote, yeah. So much of game voting is politics at play, too. Yeah. Well, everybody, I'm caught up on the chat. I don't think this is a sequel, but I think the OG is a prequel. I'm gonna pull Professor Hat. Say more. What do you mean? I want to make sure I understand what you're saying. Like, I can kind of go with that if I get what you're saying, right? Yeah, I'm curious. I'm hoping we get a little taste of On the Way to the Smile, to a Smile. Yeah, I think so. This is the culmination of the compilation that it'll happen. Now, what does that mean? You've got to qualify the it's a prequel and that it's not a sequel. That's what we're struggling with, that language. Because in that idea of a compilation, it's probably... Oh. He's talking about your comment? About... Oh, I see. Yeah. About On the Way to Smile. I gotcha. Series is adaptation. Yeah, I like the idea of adaptation. It's happening! I gotcha. Isn't it nice to just vibe to this beach music? Y'all don't have to look at Cloud, y'all can look at me. Does the patchwork use of fairy tales and religion in Dragon Quest excite the research part of your brain at all? It does. It does. I like Dragon Quest 11 for sure. Admittedly, I haven't played a ton of Dragon Quest. I played the first Dragon Quest. I played the 8th, I think, and I played 11. That's all the Dragon Quest I've done. It's a little lighter on the lore stuff, like the religious lore, than Final Fantasy, for example. But yeah, they've added in things from traces from Two Paths, so Smile could come in at the end. Well, since it's part of the compilation, yeah, I do think that you're right. I think that may be what Smith was saying earlier. It's part of the compilation, so yeah, it'll be. I'm sure it will. Just wonder what parts they'll grab from it. Well, I think that we're getting the interludes already from some of the live stream stuff and the way that Aerith interprets and stuff. The last scene of the OG is the first scene of the OG, and the first is the first scene of the OG. And one of the first scenes in Remake, Aerith looking into the Mako. For all we know, she saw all the OG FF7. Yeah. So I totally get that. Yeah. Yeah, and I think that that's like nomenclature, right? I mean, it's the idea of, you know, that is a prequel to this, which also makes Remake Trilogy a sequel to some degree, simply because that exists, even though it exists in the live stream. And if the two games exist concurrently, if Final Fantasy VII, that story exists, and Remake also exists, and they didn't want to just like completely obliterate the existence of the old one, then I think that what works with that is that when Aerith is leaning down next to the Mako pipe that's leaking, she is at that moment sensing everything that happens. That's when her foreknowledge really comes into play of the planet. But what she sees doesn't necessarily come to fruition in Remake, and it gives this interesting subversion of this stuff. Of the stuff that she knows. This goes into, I mean, this goes back to the first video I ever made about the Whispers, right? That in the story, or in the theology of predestination, you have this idea that the book of life, the book of fate, from beginning to end, is written. You know, in Calvinism, there's this idea of the book of life, and it's all the things that have ever happened and never will happen, and there's no changing those things. They are immutably written. But Final Fantasy VII Remake seems to ask the question, if the life stream is essentially the same thing as the Book of Life, and it has all of the memories, past, present, and future, of the planet written in it, it can't be changed unless someone has gone into the life stream, Sephiroth, and has become cognizant, aware of all of the happenings of the life stream. And only by knowing that which is typically and traditionally unseen can one then change and subvert it. The problem now, according to Calvinist doctrine, is that if you can't change the Book of Life because you don't know the Book of Life, right? So it's very well written that you wanting to change your fate is just written into fate, okay? So, yeah. Yeah, Sephiroth falls into the life stream when Cloud defeats him in 5 years prior to Remake, or in Crisis Core, right? And that's where he becomes aware. This is in the original game, too. In the City of the Ancients, or excuse me, the Temple of the Ancients. Sephiroth says, I traveled the life stream and learned the wisdom of the planet, the wisdom of the Ancients. And he that's where he gathered all of this knowledge. Which culture is the Book of Life based from? It's Calvinism. It's in a lot of different things, but Calvinism, Christianity, particularly in more mystic traditions. There's like the Book of Life and the Book of Judgment. I think there's like 3 mystical books, and I'd have to like resource that. I've had the thought since 1998, did the whole game happen in that one moment? So when Remake gave us that same gesture at the beginning, I went, oh, yeah, that's a great point, all right? It begins and it ends, and it's like, oh, interesting. So was she aware, and that's just a vision that she saw? Yeah, interesting. As long as we get a definitive answer, I bet we will not get a definitive answer. Are you kidding me? Absolutely not. Just like they're not going to give us a definitive answer about Aerith's fate until Part 3 when people have bought the game. Which is smart, right? I don't fault that at all. But to avoid the shipping war stuff, I do think that they had to leave it a little open and ambiguous for Aerith fans. I'm an Aerith fan, what am I saying? But like, I love Aerith. Even though I sang to Tifa in the Gold Saucer. Yeah, the sequel idea. Yeah, I'm not a big sequel fan. I'm fine with it being a cycle. I'm fine with it being kind of a memory sort of thing. Yeah. Y'all, I'm really excited to interview Subtext because he's going to talk about some of this stuff and about storytelling in our interview, and I'm excited for me to record it and y'all to hear it. Well, everybody, you may be disappointed if we get a definitive ending. I'm telling you, Ghost Aerith. Snowboarding. Loved how the lady in your weekly show said it. Lully, yeah. Is that if you get all the answers, then it ceases to be a mystery. Yeah. It's hard because we crave certainty. In a world with so much mystery, so much, we do crave certainty. I want a more definitive ending compared to the OG. I think you're going to get a more expanded ending, which would probably be more definitive. Lunch, you're definitely getting more Sephiroth. Don't you worry about that. You're getting tons of Sephiroth. All right, everybody. Well, I think we're about done here. We're wrapping up. We will be heading down to Gungaga. We're going gaga for Gungaga on Tuesday. This is going to be a good one. And we're going to get the famous Tifa scream. The scream that won against Georgia. Also, let's just celebrate for a second. Everybody look, I have 83 of 88 of these bad boys. Look at all of my trophies. Look at all my trophies. Ab Fab. Oh, you have no idea how Ab Fab I am. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. You have no idea. I'm so Ab Fab. Speedy motorcyclist. Oh man, look at all of my accolades. Look at my wall of wonders. Now here's something I haven't done. I think that this is the level 70 hard mode battle things. We'll do those later. The Twin Team Titans, yeah, I did that. And then this guy, I don't remember what that is. Yeah, it's something. I think it's something in the Coliseum as well. Yep, got all my best actors. Execute a flawless performance, so we'll have to look forward to that one. Yeah. Others that we haven't gotten yet. Oh, what are you? Chadley's brutal and legendary. See, it's the combat ones. I haven't done all of those yet, so look forward to that stream, everybody. We don't know what that treasure is, but we'll get it soon. There's Jesse. And that's it. So yeah, those are all the ones. I don't have the VR trophies yet. I'm gonna get them. Don't you worry about that. But I wanted to get through most of hard mode before I do that. We'll get to those, though. Great little family chat in Johnny's Seaside Inn. I think this is where we have our chats in the future because the music is a vibe. It's just nice. We love being at the beach together. You know? Good times, everybody. Prof Talks. Prof Talks. Yeah. We'll get them all. We're going to platinum the game together. Don't you worry. All right, everybody. Well, it's been a delight. I hope that you have a fantastic evening and an even better weekend. Stay tuned for Monday's episode where you're going to be hearing from Droogle and Shoop. It's going to be a great episode. And then you're going to start hearing a lot more interviews because we're going to have to double up in future weeks. So get excited about that one. Going to get almost double the content every week moving forward because we are fitting them all in for the rest of the semester. As always, thanks so much for being a part. This is amazing. Look forward to even more times with you. And if you like it, then just absolutely would love to continue to get your subscriptions and donations and all that kind of stuff. We are possible because you make it possible. So thank you so much for all that. With that, everybody, have a great night. Walk tall, my friends, and we'll see you in class next week. Bye, everybody. Good night.